every small effort matters. Keep going. In a world that often emphasizes big wins, rapid success, and instant gratification, it can be easy to forget the power of small, consistent efforts. The truth is, success rarely happens overnight. Whether it's achieving personal goals, building a career, or making a meaningful impact in the world, it's the small, often overlooked actions that compound over time and lead to profound change. We live in an age where we are bombarded with images of perfection, people achieving incredible feats in what seems like no time at all. Social media, news outlets, and even our own circles sometimes make us feel that if we aren't making significant strides every day, we aren't progressing at all. But the reality is much more nuanced. Progress isn't always about taking giant leaps. Sometimes it's about taking those steady, small steps, day after day. Small efforts, no matter how seemingly insignificant, accumulate and build momentum. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. What starts as a tiny flake soon becomes a massive force. The same principle applies to your efforts. Each little action, no matter how small, has the potential to lead to bigger things. A single phone call can set up a crucial connection. A few minutes of focused work every day can eventually lead to mastering a new skill. Consistently choosing healthy foods over unhealthy ones may not seem like much, but over time, it leads to improved physical and mental well-being. The beauty of small efforts lies in their ability to add up in ways we often don't expect. It's easy to dismiss a single effort as inconsequential. One small step doesn't seem like it will lead to much. But that mindset ignores the power of persistence. Consider how a drop of water, over time, can carve through rock. Each drop may appear insignificant on its own, but together, they create lasting change. This principle of small efforts leading to significant outcomes is especially important when we face challenges or setbacks. It's easy to get discouraged when we're not seeing immediate results, or when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. But if we stop and reflect, we realize that the small efforts we make every day, even when it feels like we're not getting anywhere, are the foundation for success. The key is to keep going, no matter how small the step may seem. In this video, we'll explore how the small things really do matter. We'll delve into stories of persistence, reflect on the value of every little effort, and remind ourselves that every action we take, no matter how small, is a step forward. So let's take a moment to rethink the power of small efforts and renew our commitment to keep going. Because in the end, it's those small, consistent actions that lead to the biggest rewards. Before the program begins, I want to remind you that success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of continuous small efforts and persistence. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay inspired and motivated. We'll dive even deeper into how consistent action can transform your life in future episodes. So, don't miss out. Let's get started. Steps to success. Success is often seen as the culmination of major achievements or breakthroughs, but in reality, it is built on a foundation of smaller, deliberate steps taken over time. Each step, no matter how minor it seems, is part of a larger journey. The process of success doesn't happen in a single moment. It's the result of consistent effort, focused action, and resilience in the face of obstacles. The first step is setting clear, realistic goals, whether they are related to personal growth, professional ambitions, or even improving a specific skill. Having a clear vision provides direction. Once the goal is set, the next step is breaking it down into smaller, manageable tasks. These small tasks may not seem glamorous at first, but they are essential building blocks of progress. For instance, if your goal is to run a marathon, it doesn't start with running 26 miles. It begins with simple actions like putting on your shoes and going for your first run, no matter how short or slow it may be. The idea is to build momentum, step by step, mile by mile. As we take these steps, the process is often slower than we'd like. It's easy to become discouraged when we don't see immediate results, but this is where persistence comes into play. The key is to stay focused on the journey, trust in the process, and embrace the incremental progress that is being made. Small wins build confidence, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to the goal. One powerful example of how small, consistent efforts lead to great success can be seen in the story of Thomas Edison. Edison, one of history's most famous inventors, faced repeated failures throughout his career. He is known for having said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His path to success was not immediate, nor was it easy. Instead, it was marked by countless small efforts, experiments, trial and error, and hours of hard work. His most famous invention, the light bulb, was the result of small steps and relentless persistence. Edison didn't give up after his first failure or even his 100th. He kept going, each time learning from his mistakes and adjusting his approach. What seemed like insignificant actions, testing different filaments, trying various designs, or refining his process, added up to a groundbreaking discovery that changed the world. Edison's story is a testament to the power of consistent, small efforts. He didn't achieve success with one giant leap. Rather, it was his willingness to make small adjustments and keep trying, despite setbacks, that led to his revolutionary contributions. His journey reminds us that success doesn't happen by waiting for the perfect moment or hoping for a sudden breakthrough. It's built on the daily commitment to keep going, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. Overcoming challenges and staying consistent. No journey towards success is without its obstacles. There will always be moments of doubt, frustration, and even failure. Yet it's in these difficult moments that the importance of small, consistent efforts becomes even clearer. The process of pushing through adversity, one small step at a time, is often what separates those who achieve success from those who give up. Challenges are a natural part of any worthwhile pursuit. Whether you're working towards a personal goal, striving to make an impact in your career, or pushing through physical or mental barriers, the path is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, days when things don't go as planned, or when progress seems slower than expected. It's easy to become disheartened, to question whether all the effort is even worth it. But here's the thing. It's precisely these moments of doubt that test your commitment and determination. The key is not to let these challenges derail your progress, but to keep going, taking small steps forward, even if they seem insignificant in the moment. For example, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced numerous rejections before her books became the global phenomenon they are today. When she first began submitting her manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers. Many advised her to give up, suggesting that her writing career might not go anywhere. But rather than accepting defeat, she chose to keep going, no matter how discouraging the process felt. Every rejection letter was a small, seemingly insignificant setback, but Rowling didn't let them define her. She continued to refine her work, sending it to new publishers, staying focused on her goal. Her persistence paid off when she finally found a publisher who believed in her story. Rowling's journey to success was a testament to the power of small efforts over time. She didn't get a book deal after her first submission or her 10th. She didn't give up after facing rejection. Instead, she took each no as an opportunity to improve, tweak her approach, and keep moving forward. Every small effort, each rewrite, each submission, each moment of doubt, built the foundation for her eventual breakthrough. In moments when progress feels slow or when the finish line seems out of reach, it's crucial to remember that success is rarely instant. It's a slow burn, not a flash of lightning. The smallest efforts can often lead to the biggest changes, and the key is to remain persistent in the face of obstacles. Whether it's refining your approach, learning from your mistakes, or simply staying focused on your goal, every effort counts. Just as a marathon runner trains steadily for months before reaching the finish line, every day you continue moving forward, no matter how small the steps, brings you closer to achieving your dreams. The power of consistency and patience. While taking small steps and pushing through challenges are essential parts of the journey to success, perhaps one of the most important qualities you can develop is consistency. Consistency is what transforms fleeting efforts into lasting success. It's not about working hard for a few days or weeks and then burning out. It's about showing up day in and day out, even when it feels like there's no immediate reward. Success isn't an event, it's a habit. The power of consistency lies in the fact that small actions, repeated regularly, can lead to significant outcomes. Consider the process of learning a new language. When you first start, memorizing a few words every day might seem like a minor effort that will take a long time to amount to anything. But over time, the words start to build on each other. You begin to see connections, understand grammar rules, and eventually find yourself speaking with fluency. If you give up after a few days or a couple of weeks, you miss out on the long-term results that come from consistent effort. Another example of the importance of consistency can be seen in the world of fitness. Many people begin a workout routine with enthusiasm, but after a few days or weeks, they lose motivation because they don't see instant results. However, those who persist, who show up day after day, even when they don't feel like it, are the ones who eventually see the changes they're working towards. Consistency, not perfection, is what produces results. Each workout, each healthy meal, and each small decision to stay on track adds up. Over time, these small choices lead to a stronger, healthier body and a more resilient mindset. A great example of this principle is the life of Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. His success wasn't just due to natural talent, but to his relentless consistency. Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team, a moment that could have easily discouraged him. But instead of giving up, he worked tirelessly to improve his game. He practiced for hours each day, refining his skills and pushing his limits. Even as a professional, his commitment to improving never wavered. He became known for his intense work ethic, constantly striving to get better, no matter how successful he already was. Jordan's consistency was the key to his success. His legendary performance on the court was built on years of small, often repetitive practices, shooting countless free throws, perfecting his footwork, and studying his opponents. His success wasn't about waiting for the perfect moment or depending on raw talent alone. It was about showing up day after day, putting in the effort, and trusting that small improvements would lead to greatness. Success isn't about taking huge leaps all at once. It's about taking one step at a time, staying consistent, and being patient enough to let the results unfold. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for quick results, but true growth and achievement come from the process, not the end goal. Just like a gardener who plants seeds and patiently waits for them to grow, your consistent efforts will eventually yield the fruits of your labor. The key is to trust the process, stay consistent, and keep going, because success is built on those small, consistent actions over time. The ripple effect of small efforts. The impact of small efforts doesn't end with personal success. In fact, it often extends outward, influencing the lives of others and creating a ripple effect that can lead to far-reaching change. What you do, no matter how small, can inspire others, contribute to a larger cause, and, over time, change the world in ways you might not even realize. Small actions often serve as the spark that ignites a chain reaction. Think about the idea of kindness. A simple act of kindness, like holding the door open for someone or offering a word of encouragement, might seem insignificant in the moment. However, those small gestures can create a sense of connection, foster goodwill, and even inspire others to pay it forward. The ripple effect can be profound. One small act of kindness can eventually contribute to a culture of compassion and cooperation, improving the lives of many. In the same way, small efforts in your work, your relationships, or your community can create a lasting impact. For instance, consider the example of Malala Yousafzai, the young activist who became an advocate for girls' education in Pakistan. Her journey didn't begin with a massive worldwide campaign. It started with small, consistent efforts to speak out about the importance of education in her community. After surviving a brutal attack by the Taliban, Malala's commitment to her cause only grew stronger. Today, she's an internationally recognized symbol of resilience and advocacy for education, but her story is built on small acts of courage. Writing a blog, speaking to local communities, and most importantly, never giving up on her mission. Malala's story illustrates how small, consistent efforts, whether it's a single speech, a quiet conversation, or even an internal decision to act, can evolve into something far greater than we could ever anticipate. It shows that you don't need to have massive resources or an immediate breakthrough to make a difference. All it takes is a willingness to start, one small step at a time. The same principle applies to many movements for social change. The civil rights movement, for example, was built on the small actions of countless individuals who stood up for justice, equality, and freedom. Rosa Parks didn't start a revolution by making an enormous, dramatic gesture. She simply refused to give up her seat on a bus. Her small act of defiance sparked a larger movement and helped catalyze one of the most important social changes in American history. Her story, like so many others, reminds us that every small act, when combined with others, has the potential to bring about monumental change. The ripple effect of small efforts is powerful. By staying committed to your own goals and values, you not only change your own life, but also inspire those around you. Your small actions, whether it's in your career, in your community, or even in your personal relationships, can create a wave of positive change. You may not see the full extent of the impact right away, but over time, your efforts can contribute to something much bigger than you could have ever imagined. Real-life stories, the story of Jim Carrey. To further highlight the power of small efforts and the impact of persistence, let's look at the story of actor and comedian Jim Carrey. Carrey's journey to success was not easy, and it was built on years of hard work, determination, and consistent effort, all of which started with a small but powerful belief in himself. In the early 1990s, Carrey was struggling in his career. Although he had been performing stand-up comedy and landing small roles in TV shows, he hadn't yet achieved any significant breakthrough. Despite being talented, he found himself facing rejection after rejection in the competitive world of Hollywood. However, Carrey didn't let the difficulties stop him. Instead, he chose to keep pushing forward, driven by an intense belief that success was on the horizon. In a remarkable display of his confidence and persistence, Carrey took an extraordinary step. In 1991, he wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated for Thanksgiving 1995, as payment for acting services rendered. He kept that check in his wallet, a constant reminder of the success he believed was coming, even though it seemed unrealistic at the time. At the time, Carrey was struggling, and $10 million for an actor was an astronomical sum. Yet he chose to keep going, believing that his small efforts would eventually pay off. Years passed, and in 1994, Carrey landed the role of a lifetime in the movie Dumb and Dumber. The film was a massive hit, and Jim Carrey's career skyrocketed. Within a year, he was offered $10 million to star in The Cable Guy. His small, consistent efforts, performing in small roles, honing his comedy, and maintaining his self-belief had paid off. The exact figure on the check he had written to himself was realized in just a few years. It wasn't just a symbol of his dreams. It was a representation of his unwavering determination to keep going, no matter how far away the goal seemed at the time. Carrey's story teaches us a powerful lesson. It's not just about the big, flashy successes that come overnight, but about the small, consistent efforts that you make every day. By staying true to his vision and putting in the work, even when the world wasn't handing him opportunities, Carrey turned his dreams into a reality. His belief in the power of small efforts, combined with his relentless drive, ultimately helped him achieve success far beyond what he could have imagined. This story is a reminder that success is often the result of persistent, small actions, driven by a deep belief in oneself. Jim Carrey didn't just wait for luck to strike. He worked hard, stayed focused, and trusted that each small step would lead him closer to his goal. And when the time came, his efforts paid off in ways he could never have predicted. The journey of Thomas Edison. Another brilliant example of how small, consistent efforts can lead to monumental success is the life of Thomas Edison, the inventor who brought us the light bulb, the phonograph, and countless other innovations. Edison's path to success was marked by countless failures, setbacks, and challenges, but his ability to keep going despite every obstacle ultimately changed the world. In the early stages of his career, Edison faced numerous failures. His first attempt at inventing the electric light bulb was met with failure after failure. He conducted thousands of experiments, testing different materials for the filament, adjusting designs, and trying countless combinations. For years, nothing seemed to work. He faced skepticism from many of his peers and critics who doubted that he would ever succeed. But despite the discouraging circumstances, Edison did not give up. In one famous story, Edison reportedly said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset illustrates his dedication to small, incremental progress. Each failure wasn't seen as a defeat. Instead, it was viewed as another step toward the solution. Every failed experiment, no matter how small it seemed, brought him closer to understanding what would work. It was his consistent effort to try again and again that eventually led to the creation of the practical light bulb. Edison's relentless pursuit paid off in 1879 when he successfully developed the first commercially viable incandescent light bulb. His invention changed the world, revolutionizing industries and transforming daily life. But this breakthrough didn't come overnight. It was the result of years of small, consistent efforts, each one building on the last. What makes Edison's story so powerful is not just his success, but the fact that he didn't let failure stop him. He understood that progress, even in small steps, was still progress. For every failed attempt, he learned something new, adjusted his approach, and kept moving forward. It wasn't the big victories that led to his success. It was the accumulation of countless small efforts, each one inching him closer to his goal. Today, Thomas Edison is remembered not only for his brilliant inventions, but also for his unwavering perseverance. He showed us that success is rarely the result of a single grand gesture. It's built on small, consistent actions made day after day, even in the face of failure. Edison's ability to embrace his mistakes, learn from them, and keep going is a powerful reminder that small efforts matter. Success is often the sum of many small, seemingly insignificant steps taken with persistence and belief in the process. J.K. Rowling and the creation of Harry Potter. A powerful example of how small, consistent efforts can lead to extraordinary success is the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the world's most successful writers, Rowling's journey was filled with obstacles, rejection, and personal challenges. Her story is a testament to how persistence and small efforts can eventually lead to greatness. In the early 1990s, Rowling was a struggling single mother, living on welfare and facing many hardships. She was working on the manuscript for her first Harry Potter book in cafes, struggling to make ends meet, and barely getting by. At that point, it seemed like her dream of becoming a published author was a far-fetched fantasy. However, despite the overwhelming difficulties she faced, she kept writing, one page at a time, determined to finish the story that had been in her head for years. Rowling faced rejection after rejection when she submitted Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, known as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in the US, to literary agents and publishers. In fact, her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishing houses. Many of the rejection letters were blunt, stating that they didn't believe the story would sell. But despite these rejections, Rowling did not give up. She continued to revise her work and submit it, refusing to accept that her dream was out of reach. Her persistence paid off when Bloomsbury, a small British publishing house, decided to take a chance on the book. They offered her a modest advance, but no one could have predicted what would come next. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone became an instant success, sparking a literary phenomenon that would eventually lead to 7 books, 8 movies, theme parks, and a global cultural impact. Rowling's success didn't happen in an instant. It was the result of years of small, consistent efforts. Writing the book, editing it, submitting it repeatedly, and persisting through every rejection. Each step was small, but each step brought her closer to her goal. And what started as a dream of creating a story for children became one of the best-selling book series of all time. touching the hearts of millions around the world. Rolling's story teaches us that even when faced with adversity, small efforts, combined with unwavering belief in our dreams, can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Her journey proves that success is not always immediate and is rarely a straight path. It's about sticking to your vision, making incremental progress, and continuing to move forward, even when things seem impossible. The power of persistence, along with the courage to keep trying, is the true lesson here. Today, J.K. Rowling is not only known for creating the Harry Potter universe, but also for her resilience in the face of rejection and failure. Her story is a perfect example of how small efforts, made consistently over time, can transform into life-changing success. Oprah Winfrey's rise to success. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential media moguls in the world today, is a powerful example of how small, consistent efforts can eventually lead to monumental success. Her journey to the top was not easy. She faced tremendous personal and professional obstacles. However, her determination to keep going, step by step, transformed her life and the lives of millions of people around the globe. Oprah's early life was filled with challenges. She grew up in poverty in rural Mississippi, raised by a single mother. She faced abuse, discrimination, and the constant struggle of trying to overcome a tough environment. Despite these hardships, Oprah excelled in school, eventually earning a scholarship to Tennessee State University, where she studied communication. Her breakthrough moment in media came when she was hired as a news anchor for a local TV station in Baltimore. However, her time there was not without struggle. At one point, she was fired from her news anchor position, with the station telling her that she was unfit for television. Many people might have seen this as a devastating blow, but Oprah did not give up. Instead, she took the opportunity to reinvent herself, moving into daytime television. She hosted a low-rated talk show called AM Chicago, which later evolved into The Oprah Winfrey Show. In the beginning, Oprah faced many challenges. Her talk show was far from successful. It was just another small effort in a sea of uncertainty. But Oprah believed in the power of human connection, and she invested herself fully into her work. She focused on being authentic, empathetic, and vulnerable on air, believing that her personal stories and her ability to connect with others would resonate with viewers. Slowly but surely, the show began to build an audience, and by the mid-1980s, it became one of the highest-rated daytime talk shows in the country. What made Oprah's rise to success even more remarkable was her ability to use each setback as a learning experience. Her initial failure as a news anchor didn't define her career. It motivated her to try something new. Each low point became a stepping stone, and with every small effort, whether it was improving the format of her show, engaging with her audience, or expanding her brand, she moved closer to her ultimate success. Over time, The Oprah Winfrey Show became a cultural institution, and Oprah became a billionaire, one of the most influential women in the world, and a philanthropist with a mission to empower others. But her success wasn't built on one big moment. It was the result of many small, consistent efforts over decades. It was about embracing every challenge, learning from each experience, and continuously striving for growth. Oprah's story demonstrates how small efforts and the refusal to give up, even in the face of rejection, can lead to monumental achievements. Her perseverance, along with her willingness to keep improving herself, allowed her to transform from a struggling news anchor to one of the most successful media moguls in history. Oprah teaches us that no matter where we start, no matter how many setbacks we face, small, consistent efforts will always make a difference in the long run. Michael Jordan's road to greatness. Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, is another inspiring example of how small, consistent efforts can lead to extraordinary success. However, Jordan's rise to the top was not without its challenges. In fact, his early years were marked by failure and setbacks, yet his relentless dedication to improvement is what ultimately made him a global icon. Jordan's journey began in high school, where he faced one of his earliest failures. As a sophomore, he was cut from the varsity basketball team at Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. This experience was a devastating blow for a young athlete who had dreams of playing professionally. Many would have given up after such a public failure, but Jordan chose to use it as motivation. He continued to practice and improve, working tirelessly on his game. Jordan's persistence paid off. He earned a spot on the varsity team the following year and went on to play for the University of North Carolina, where he helped lead the team to a national championship. But even after achieving success in college basketball, Jordan faced challenges in the NBA. In his rookie year with the Chicago Bulls, despite his impressive performance, the team struggled, and they were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round. However, instead of seeing this as a defeat, Jordan focused on improving his game. He spent countless hours in the gym, refining his skills, increasing his strength, and working on his mental toughness. His relentless work ethic and attention to detail eventually transformed him into a player who could not be stopped. Jordan's small efforts, made day after day, became the foundation of his greatness. By his third season in the NBA, Jordan had led the Bulls to the playoffs again. And this time, they didn't just make it past the first round. They went on to win 6 NBA championships in the 1990s, with Jordan earning 5 MVP awards and establishing himself as the best player in the league. His combination of skill, athleticism, and mental toughness made him virtually unstoppable on the court. Jordan's success, however, wasn't due to any single moment of greatness. It was the result of consistent small efforts, day after day. He practiced relentlessly, even when he was already one of the best players in the world. His growth as a player was a direct reflection of his commitment to constant improvement, learning from each failure, and never settling for anything less than his absolute best. Michael Jordan's story is a perfect example of how small, persistent efforts, combined with a fierce determination to overcome setbacks, can lead to extraordinary success. His journey reminds us that failure is not the end. It's simply part of the process. It's about taking small steps every day, improving continuously, and refusing to give up, no matter how difficult the road may seem. The results, as we've seen with Jordan, can be truly legendary. In every journey towards success, it's easy to become discouraged by the challenges and obstacles that stand in our way. However, as we've seen from the stories of Edison, Rowling, Oprah, and Jordan, small, consistent efforts made day after day can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Success is not always about one big moment or breakthrough. It's about the persistence to keep going, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. Every small effort, every setback, every failure, and every bit of progress counts. The key is to stay focused, believe in the process, and keep moving forward, step by step. Remember, the road to success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's those small, seemingly insignificant efforts that accumulate over time and transform into great achievements. So, keep going, keep pushing forward, because just like the people we've discussed, your persistence could very well lead to your own remarkable success. Thank you for watching and joining me in this conversation about the power of small efforts. If you found this inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button, share this with someone who might need a little motivation today, and subscribe for more uplifting and thought-provoking content. We'll continue to explore how the little things matter in the journey to achieving greatness. Stay tuned, and remember, every small effort does matter. Keep going.